guys.
There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions had an echo. So
I miss the guys. A lot of shit still on my mind.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. If you like drama videos, well, I guess you're going to get one. You know, Owen, I had somebody send me your video, and I couldn't believe that you had the audacity to mention me. Did you not think that I wouldn't respond with the things that you said? But I want to start with what you started with. This is your transcript. They came to me to do this. So understand, the connections that you have at Nascar 25, they came to you, and they approved that you could simulcast this event on YouTube. They confirmed that you would have the stream not tampered with once you simulcast it. This tells any reasonable adult where your allegiance is. This is your bias confirmation. So I'm going to start the video with what you said about me. After this failed event, I might have, for the first time ever, an actual point. And I hope you understand during this video, I'm going to expose you. And I'm going to expose what it looks like to ignore a game's issues so that you can stay in the company's good graces, even if that means that you have to disrespect an actual NASCAR driver in the process. You come on here with a very clear cognitive bias. One of the first things that you talk about in this stream is that you hope you get included in future streams. You discuss the fire suit that the streamers got, and you're clearly jealous of them. You're clearly envious of them because you hope that you get one too. And this sets the tone for two things. Number one, you're not going to be honest with your opinion because the objective you have is to align yourself with this. And number two, you're willing to stop at no ends to get that point across. Case in point, you learned that Carson Hocevar left this stream, and you actually sit there and call him immature. So you can call a NASCAR driver immature for leaving a stream, and then later say it's okay if he left to help. You know, here's the reality, Owen. You don't know me, and I doubt you know Carson. But I do know that Carson very much lives this sport. I do know that I dedicated a meaningful amount of my life to this sport. We have earned the right to take this personal. You have played video games in your room with what appears to be an inflatable scarecrow. But I don't sit here and make bold, unsubstantiated claims about you. You go on to say that, quote, my entire personality is picking out anything bad. Again, I'll offer we don't know each other, right? We see a fraction of a percentage of people's lives. Yet you assume you can conclude that Carson is immature and that if a game came out that was good, I would still, quote, only find the negatives. You know, I could make a lot of conclusions if I wanted to here, right? The guy sitting beside that scarecrow, super excited they got a controller sent to him from a gaming company, trying to put on a mini helmet that was sent to him. You know, I could probably make a pretty clear and dry case that you shouldn't be calling an actual NASCAR driver who wears a real helmet immature while struggling to put on a toy helmet. But again, after watching this event, you say for the first time ever, I might actually have a point. And this is where your bias, your desire to be positive, even if it means being dishonest, gets exposed. This is why the game does not and will not get better. People like yourself who are more interested in what you can personally gain from a relationship with a company, people who strive to maintain a relationship with that company, even when it means discrediting others. The game, Owen, has broken pit logic. The game, Owen, has broken AI. The game, Owen, has flawed setups. And even later on in the stream, to your own words, this event was a disaster. What I find very interesting is you had nothing to say about the streamer driving around the track with his chin. driving around the track with his chin. I'll reiterate to you, Carson Hocevar has earned the right to leave a stream where he sees the sport he competes in being made a mockery of. Just as you have earned the right to sit here and say, I don't want to sound too negative while watching it. You sat there with nothing to say as cars passed through other cars. But I would be remiss if I didn't point it out. You are seemingly also so selfish that you don't even want to support other creators in this space. Those same creators you remember that got the fire suit you were so jealous of. You refused to sit and watch Agent stream because God forbid he earn ad revenue from you watching. You honestly sat there and said, quote, I don't want to give this guy any money. Because Twitch was going to make you sit through a 2-minute commercial? Yet, to be extremely hypocritical, earlier in that stream, you got a subscription on Twitch yourself for $4.99. So it's okay for you to make money on Twitch. Everything's fine when Owen's getting the $5.99. But you can't be bothered to pay it forward to another creator. Let me close this out, Owen, by saying I understand. I really, really do. It's easy for you. That's what you want. You want to take the easiest way, the path of least resistance. You want to accept the care packages from the game, hope that you get continued to be involved in these promotions. You don't want to have to put in the hard work because we know what the hard work is. It's so much more convenient for you to sit beside your scarecrow with your custom controller and helmet and say, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to have to confront the issues the game has. Again, this is why the game released in the condition it did. Because you didn't want to be honest. You didn't want to be objective. You wanted to make sure, these private demos, these exclusive content, you continued to have them. And if that meant you had to snake your way out of showing game issues, if that meant you had to project to your audience that other problems people have don't exist in the game, like, for example, I showed an entire field stopped on the track. I showed the All-Star race stats being incorrectly pulled into the season stats. I've shown countless examples of cars having pit logic that makes no sense, including pitting while leading to take 4 tires with less than a lap to go. Issues that, to be fair, much of this community agree with. But because your loyalty lies with trying to maintain a relationship with the game developer through a facade of toxic positivity, that's what you want to talk about. Even if that means you have to label a NASCAR driver immature in the process and discredit the feedback others give. Let me go back just briefly to that event I spoke about with Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson in my race pitted on the white flag lap, on the last lap of the race, for fuel and tires. I want you to understand how irrational this is. On the last lap of the race, one of two things will happen. You will either have enough fuel to finish or you will not. The end result will not change. You will still be credited with the last running position. You cannot go a lap down when the race is over. It is simplistic. It is beyond simplistic logic. It is the game having logic that has no situational coding. The game is so basic, if the car needs fuel, if the car needs tires, we must pit. The game doesn't have the forethought to say, well, if there's less than 2 laps, if there's less than 1 lap, we should just continue to try to run out the race. And if we run out of gas, nothing will change. But if we pit, it is possible that we lose a lap in the pits and thus lose more positions. See, this is apparently what some of you who have never worked in racing don't understand. This is some of you who are limited to just playing video games online with racing don't comprehend, and therefore you don't, again, want to confront it. Oh, and here's what I would recommend you do. I would recommend you start being honest with your audience and this game developer about the problem the game has. So by the way, since you were so happy about the new sponsorship you had at the end of your video, it just reiterated to me all along. You literally sit there and you shill these games and these products to the children who watch your channel, and you have a fear of honesty. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching it. You know, when someone thinks that I don't have any actual points about a game being broken, yet they can't stream the game the same way I do every night to show what really happens, there's no way that I cannot be back in the week with more commentary.